And my last area to address is data administration and management. And really the strategy behind this is to identify inconsistencies in our data, direct some of the work of our students that work in the data and communications area, then also keeping a pulse on our system. So this is an example I want to share with you guys, and this is our data analyst dashboard. So our two data analysts spend a lot of time making sure that the data is clean and that it's accurate and it all makes sense. So this report here is polling all of our students by a missing high school grad year. So we have it slated out by interest year term, because if it's a past interest year term, we probably wouldn't be too interested in fixing it. But it's going to allow us then to fix that so we know what the high school grad year is, so we know if they're 2010 or 2011. And the way we fix that is we'll look at date of birth information or some other tellers within their contact information to see if we can then follow up. The same thing goes with students who don't have an address. So if you have an address field that's null, you can then pull that into a report and then have your student workers work on filling that information in. They can do searches online. There's a variety of ways that you can try to clean up that data. And it's really been helpful for us because it helps direct the workload of our students. So it takes that pressure off of me having to sit down with the students. Again, we've created process documents so they know what they're looking for. And they really just work through those filters and reports until the filter pulls 0. So we have some clearly identified things that we want them to continue to look for on these reports. And then once the filter pulls 0, we know that the work is done for the day in that area. So some of the best practices, creating those filters to find those errors in your data. So you have to think about the holes that you have in your data right now and see if that makes sense for you in your office. Then also create some reports that allow you to track what goes into the system. We all have different methods of getting students into our system, and we have a couple different forms that will come into our system and will create duplicates oftentimes. And so we pull different reports and export jobs to ourselves, and then we do the data management and cleanup on the back end. And then as I stated before, working with those students and using the reports to really help manage that those student workers in your office.